Hello, everybody! We
Hi,
kind of
everybody.
teleported.
We're here, and boy, you know what I'm in the mood for? Applesauce.
Okay.
You know when they start things off like, "Gee, I'm in the mood for this." I'm like,
I've lost the word that I wanted to use.
Happy to be here.
Funny.
I was gonna say jerky, but I'm like, I've made so many jerky jokes so far. I can't keep doing jerky. Need to change it up, but I couldn't think of anything but jerky, so I'm like, applesauce.
Do you need to eat something?
No, I'm good to eat later on. I had a big lunch. I was happy with my lunch.
Good. I had a big supper.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do for supper. I have ideas, but I haven't put anything into action yet.
Fair.
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot lately I've been doing this. Last we left off on the adventure.
Last time on...
Wish I had a kazoo. The OG opening. Oh, my goodness. It's been a long time since I watched original Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
For, not camaraderie feeling, but that feeling of just, watching the original with, the Japanese opening, not Rock the Dragon, but just Guja. I can't do Japanese, so I'm just going to insult them if I do it.
Right. I keep
Go fly away. Da, 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 da. Hala, hey, chala. I can do that part. I miss...
You're going to hurt your throat doing that.
I hurt my throat every day. I'm surprised my throat's even still, available to work with how much talking and everything I do.
Speaking of, do I have a Coke in that jacket right there?
I hope not the white variety, because I don't know where to find it. Yeah, we got the brown variety.
Sweet. I was going to say, don't mind me as I...
The thirst quencher.
Thirst my quench.
Don't worry, I'll try it. So, hey, how about those White Sox?
I don't do sports.
I don't either. I didn't have anything else to go on for that one.
That's okay. It was perfectly timed.
It's the Wild are doing good sports ball.
Wait, what about the Wild in sports balls?
They're doing good sports ball. The penalty shot touchdown they made. They were going against
losing me, even though you're doing it on purpose.
Yeah, they played the score getters and did really good. It was
I've got nothing with whatever you're trying to go with.
Madison Square Garden. Bottom of the
Ninth?
fourth.
Oh.
Ninth? Yeah, bottom of the ninth.
Okay.
The score is
320.
negative? Can they go negative? After a reverse touchdown. Reverse field goal leads to a -3.
I think that's like a yard penalty, actually.
I need to make up my own sports, I swear.
You do a pretty darn good job, that's for sure. Just make up your own tabletop game.
You know, I've always thought about that. Oh, my brain. Oh. I just remembered something a long time ago.
Oh?
Are you ready for this blast from the mother humping past? You're going to really like it.
Okay.
Do you remember? This was we were in high school still.
Okay.
And you might already start remembering when I bring it up.
Yep, probably.
You started a game.
Uh-huh.
And it was like a card game that had levels to it.
Okay.
And I remember you had different classes to it. And I was one of the first ones you had play it. And you were just pick a class.
Oh, the one that I made.
Yes.
Yes.
And can you explain the rules? I remember this was when I was young.
I don't even remember actually.
God. Do you understand what I mean? It felt like a burst went off in my brain. I'm like, that was a thing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I made a
this
card
was
game
so
with.
long ago.
Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
it was so fun though.
It was really good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Because the rules were simple enough you could understand, and there was a leveling system.
Yep.
And it was a progression leveling, so it wasn't after 5 something you level up. The more you level, the longer it took.
Yep.
So I enjoyed that because at the time,
Because it was you have to remember your level and all your skills and shit.
yes,
Yep.
at the time, I was I had a friend I went over and played World of Warcraft at.
Yep.
And long story short, my World of Warcraft days, I was young.
Yep.
And it was 3 days straight, no sleep playing.
Oh.
Well, I don't touch on World of Warcraft days anymore because that was the first time I was like, okay, I don't do MMOs that much because I can get very sucked in and stuck.
Yep.
So I don't do MMOs that often anymore. I do them sometimes now and then,
Ow.
but only if I know what I'm getting into. So I'm not just going to randomly start an MMO and get stuck in it, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because I will just get, lack of a better term, me being straight edge is going to sound hilarious, getting addicted to it.
Yes.
So, and that is a very serious thing. Is video game addiction is a thing.
Yes. Wow.
You did good. Remember when, like, the first time you fought him, you got around here and you're like, first time. And now it's like, 7 Estus that far, I can take him.
Yep.
Big
And
Cat Logan
still
right
get my
there.
ass kicked.
But yeah, that game. I was playing World of Warcraft at the time, and you invited me to play in, and you're just like, this game is so like very start of me ever making it. Mm-hmm. I have a few classes in mind. Go ahead and throw out a class, and I was like, Murloc. You okay? Did it go down the wrong? You're turning red as a tomato right now. Need a few moments? You didn't die.
I'm not dead.
Okay. Did it just go down the wrong pipe?
Yep.
Even Sage, my cat, has jumped up onto the couch and is currently watching everything like, what the hell just happened? Even Sage is like, something just happened and I don't know what to explain out of this. They're making me
Okay, I'm dead. Nope, I'm not done.
The audio right now, I can see the red bar hitting. This is going to be so amazing when I do editing. I'm going to be jubilant.
Yeah, I bet.
Honestly, I'm probably going to be laughing just like, oh, I remember that part.
He's coughing up a storm like he just took a toke.
Like he just took down an entire bottle of Coke into his lungs.
Pretty much.
Any hoodles, continuing on before that attacked. Are you
Yes.
sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I just can't see out of one eye for the moment because it's got salt in it from my tears.
So, when we first started the game, I was like, I'll be a Murloc. Because I played World of Warcraft and Murlocs are a thing.
Yep.
And I remember you were just like, okay, fine, you're a Murloc, sure. Well, I guess you'll have water-based abilities. And I think I made it like level 4 and I was just like, yes. And then we just didn't play it again.
Yep.
Oh, I remember that though. I'm just, it just blew up in my brain. Those are good times.
Yes.
And then, jump even further into the future, like literally over a decade later. Surprise, surprise, Dungeons and Dragons exists.
Yep.
And I've only played, so I know that you know of one of my exploits playing Dungeons and Dragons because you were there for it.
I was there for it.
And there is a second time I've played Dungeons and Dragons.
Ooh.
I've played 2. I'll tell you the first. I don't remember if I ever told this in a video. I don't think I've ever told this in video before. So, I'll regale you with the tale of the one we got into before the sessions ended.
Yep.
So, the original one I had with you was Dara the Pirate.
Yep.
Who really didn't care about anyone or anything and just kind of just wandered off.
Yep.
That was Dara's special ability. He just kind of wandered.
Yep.
At one point, we're inside of a village fighting, and Dara kind of takes the idea of just wandering off and pisses off God.
Yep. That was funny.
Yeah, and kind of just like, you do it again, you're dead. That was, I honestly did get a laugh out of that, because Dara was kind of like, okay, I get it, I'll fight. Because again, Dara's just like, still doing okay, bud.
I'm doing fine.
That's good. Yeah, Dara was like, okay, I guess I don't have a choice, I'm going to have to fight.
Yep.
And Dara at one point takes damage in the fight, and it pisses him off, because he's also a berserker.
Yep.
And Dara takes it upon himself to, and I think I asked you in the question, just like, can I use this javelin as a spear?
Yeah.
And at that point, and I think at one point, wasn't it like I killed one of them with my bare hands just out of it, just because he like nicked me?
Yep.
That was a fun time.
You were having a lot of fun with that character.
That was the first time I ever played. I loved it because it's like I get to be a pirate.
Yep.
And I get to use my old like role-playing name I had for characters, which was like Dara.
Yep.
Which those are back in my old Habbo Hotel days of when I would play that. You remember that one?
I think so. It's been a long time though.
When Habbo Hotel existed, it was a giant hotel, pretty much chat room with an avatar.
Okay.
And what they would do is you could make any room you wanted, and people would make like Naruto or like One Piece based rooms, and you would RP. Oops. Back in the day of RPing, for anyone who doesn't know out there, for the younger crowd, RPing was all you had before you had like really good role playing games.
Yes.
So you would RP. I would roleplay, and my character in the Naruto world, this is when I was in Naruto a bit, was, and this was, as you can tell by that statement, a long time ago.
Very long.
Because I made it through the original, like a little bit into Shippuden, and I stopped with Naruto altogether because it wasn't my thing anymore. Mm-hmm. My character was Dara, of the land hidden in the mist. He was a water user. You know, he knew water ninjutsu because he's a ninja.
Yep.
And one of his weapon of choice was he carried around a water scythe. His weapon was a scythe.
Gotcha.
Pretty much made of, like, not living water, but just, like, water that formed into a blade.
Right.
That was his weapon. Penny, I know you love Brent, but he's focusing. So his weapon was that. And I don't remember if I fully ripped it off or not. He might have carried around a gourd of water. And I'm not even the biggest Gara fan.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay.
Oh. Is there anything? Oh. What did you find?
I don't know, but I found something.
Oh, I guess we already
we've
found
already
it.
been here. Yeah, because we did that long way around.
Yeah, we just never had the shortcut to go up. Okay, never mind. You become a genius times 2.
Yes.
I don't remember how we got out. Oh, that's how we did.
This way.
Okay, there we go. That was a long time ago.
Follow the chests.
But anyway, Dara was my character, and Dara, if I remember the story right, it was an RP of, like, you know, it was all the Naruto world, but just an alternate universe with different characters, but it was the same setting. And you had, like, the Akatsuki still existed. And again, this is, like, deep Naruto lore, but this is, like, all I had back then.
Right. That's all any of us had back then.
And this was, like, early internet days.
Yep.
This is back when RuneScape was just, like,
Yep.
old school RuneScape was, like, mid-peak.
Yes.
That's how far back it was.
Okay.
So, like, I would RP him, and there was a scenario where I entered into... I was just a tuning, I think, is like the second... No, a Genin. I was a Genin.
Yep. No, that's the beginning.
Yeah, I was a Genin. Yep. And entered into the library where they were a member of the Akatsuki and another one where it's just like, if you ever try this again, I'm going to kill you. I'll let you out this way. And I ran out of there, and of course, my character's just like... Someone's threatening death inside the library! And everyone outside, because, like, it was a village setting, and there were a lot of people in this RP, so there was, like, 30 people out there.
Yep.
And they're like, what's going on? What the hell? And, like, all of the... And I go into the library, too. You see a flood of people come in. What the hell's going on in here? You know, they're all RPing, like, a village that just heard there's going to be a murder taking place in the library.
Right.
And, of course, all of that happens.
That's awesome. And that
The story of Dara the ninja, of course. So... Of course, later on, the character that threatened the death finds me and says, hey, Dara, come here. And I'm like, yes? If you ever do that again, I'm going to kill you. And I'm like, okay. So I leave. And my character's not edgy or brooding, but I needed to create some kind of backstory. So
right.
I didn't have my own, like, group. You know, like, there's 3 ninjas in a group or whatever.
Yep.
And this story is devolving from, like, you know, the Dungeons and Dragons, but it's still RP. I'll finish it.
Yep.
Like, so, I was in a group, and like, it's not like, oh, we went to ninja school and these were the assigned group. No, we kind of just came together on this one. And, like, this RP didn't last long. You know, it was one of those big, like, had a big bright burn in the end and ended really quickly.
Yes.
So I remember, like, before we did anything crazy or hectic or went on ninja adventures, we never did it.
Yeah.
Aside from when I was on my own and I started. What we did was it was me... There was a puppet master.
Okay.
And I don't remember who the third member was. I think it was just, like, a ninja that specialized in, like, an element or something. Okay. So it was me, basically a water user. Man, they are just not giving me a good time. It was me, a water user, a puppet master, and... Oh, no, I remember. The other was a beast master. Okay. So they used animals. Yep. Theirs wasn't a dog, though. There was something else. It wasn't a cat. It was, like, a bird, I think. So they were, like, you know, like... Kiba is like with dogs, and this girl, I think it was a girl, used like birds.
Okay.
And then I used water jutsus. You know, I was learning the very basic ones, but I did know only one. So I knew like 2 basic jutsus, nothing else, and like 1 very advanced jutsu. That's all I knew. And it's not like they gave you ones. Like your character would learn them. And again, this is like RPing, so it's not like there's an actual system built in the game.
Yep.
So I learned how to pretty much use like the water, like a water clone technique, and I could make 1 clone. And I knew the water sphere, but a very small sphere. That's all I knew. And then, you know, like cloning and everything, I had no clue about because I was only water.
Yep.
Which is like how I do Pokemon too. Only water.
Only water.
And the other technique I knew was the water shark jutsu, the more advanced one where it doesn't summon like the barrage of them. It summons the one giant F-off shark that comes in just to kill you.
The Megalodon, basically, yeah.
So I knew, one water clone, I can make a really tiny water ball in my hand. This big F-off shark is going to chomp your head off.
Yes.
That's all I knew because my character was just like, I was learning the basics and, I only know water ones, so I figured... I know how to do these two, but these are the only basic ones for water. Everything else is other styles or not based on styles in general or taijutsu again. Because my character knew how to fight and use tools, but he wasn't the greatest. He was average fighting, okay with weapons, and his jutsu, he depended on the shark.
Yes, that would make sense.
And the problem is the shark uses a lot of chakra.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there just okay, guys, I got 2 or 3 of these in me. That's about all I can do here. I can make some clones. Maybe the clone can do one. But me and him, we got to split. That's all I'm able to do here. And of course, it comes down to the Beast Master's okay, I can use Beast to kind of use them to fight for me. Mm-hmm. And then the Puppet Master, he knew basic. He had one puppet. And his puppet actually knew a lot of techniques. He focused on poison a lot, and he's okay, my puppet is very well-rounded, and it's very good with poison. So I can handle the main fighting, you can handle distraction, and then when the time comes up, or if it's all else fails, we're screwed, bring out the giant shark.
Great.
That was the team. Again, I need to emphasize, we never once went on an adventure. It never happened.
It was planned, but never...
Because the RP died. No one played it anymore. Because there were thousands of rooms.
Yep.
Hundreds of RPs. At one point I did an X-Men one. Again, I was a water test subject. My character went to the school. Mm-hmm. He was trying to master controlling the different forms of water he could hold. He could hold being made of water. He was not able... Now I'm coughing. He could not control turning himself into mist.
Oh.
Because if he did, his body would dissipate around and he'd start floating everywhere and become help, I need some help, I can't put myself back together. There was another character.
And cannot get back up.
Exactly. He could learn ice, but he wasn't at that point yet. So another character that was basically Iceman, but a girl, knew how to form ice.
Yep.
So I would go up to her and be I need you to do me a favor. Turn my hands into ice. And then she would turn them into giant bricks of fist. And I'm okay. This doesn't hurt, because I know I'm able to control it somehow. I just can't do it yet. But now I'm able to use these. So that's what he would... This was early internet days.
Yep.
This was back when, when you played a video game, you were only playing for, a 10-hour max with other things, all collectibles. This is when Final Fantasies were still early on.
Yep.
Final Fantasy X was still the biggest thing ever made, aside from when everyone said, 7's better than everything. All of that. That's the time where
everybody liked 9 too.
Very true. I see a lot of people say 9's great. I haven't played it yet.
8 was supposed to be really good too.
I haven't played 8 yet, but I've heard a lot about that.
Yep.
I have not played... Okay, so I have not played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. And I'll make this quick and we'll end it. But I have played Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X2, Final Fantasy... Technically not 11, but I do own it. Mm-hmm. I have played Final Fantasy 12. I have played Final Fantasy 13. I have played Final Fantasy, as you know, 15.
Yep.
We just haven't beaten it yet.
Yep.
I've done that. Now, for owning wise, I own 7. I own a copy of 11 for Xbox, just to say I own it.
Yep.
Because you can't play it on Xbox anymore. And yeah, that's basically what I'm sitting at. So I've played a good amount, but there's still a lot more that can be done. I've shown you my Final Fantasy before. I have a good amount of them.
Yes, you have a very large amount.
Compared to not having the originals.
Yes,
I think I've worked up a good amount. And I do want to collect more. That's the thing. The Pixel remaster, the remaster collection was supposed to come out on Xbox, but we all know that situation, so that's not happening. If it was, I would have gotten that to say I own 1 through 6, but I can't do that now. I own Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. I own all 3 of those. Have not played the other 2.
Yep.
And I think that's it. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think it's a good amount, but I know I can have more.
Right.
I own more Gears of War, surprisingly. I own all the books for that. I own all the games.
What do you mean, surprisingly? Your channel is almost entirely about Gears of War.
I know. Go figure. The guy who has a channel that talks about lore in every aspect of the game just so happens to have all the material that he's researched on it.
Yes.
I have comic volumes. I kid you not, and I didn't know this until I looked into it. I thought it was normal. So in the first volume of Gears of War, I believe it's volume 1, is the there's 2 side comics, and I have both of them that are like, it's a little side story that was created to talk about like Dom in a situation, and like he remembers his wife and kids and all that stuff. And apparently that is not physically sold. You cannot own it unless you have the volume. I own the volume, so I own it.
Oh, jeez, nice. So that's a rare thing to have.
Yes, it's one of the only times you physically see what his children look like.
Okay.
I own that. I could not find the picture anywhere online when I made a discussion about what happened to his kids, so I had to physically open up my book, take my phone out, take a picture, crop it in, so that I was able to say, here it is.
I've got it now.
Here's what they look like. I had to literally open up the book. All right, and I think we're good. I think that's going to do it. So,
Gotcha.
I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank everyone for making this possible. I want to thank the patrons for making this possible. What's our goal when we come back? That's a very lofty question.
That's a very lofty question. Maybe
There's
I'll try
we
the
have options.
gargoyles again, but
We can do anything we want. Mossmen, gargoyles.
I need more magic.
Your magic's very strong. Imagine what happens when you harness the entire thing. You become like you play enough Hogwarts Legacy. You learn all the spells. Oh, someone else is playing. What do you know? This is OG, the 2011 version too.
Yes.
I'm very happy to see people playing. So, we'll catch you guys in the next episode of Dark Souls, the original from 2011.
Yes.
See you guys later.
Goodbye, everybody.